Look, I think it's not even worth saying that this is clearly not self-defense, right? I mean, this has absolutely nothing to do with self-defense. I wouldn't even call this a preemptive attack. This is just preemptive destruction and exterminations. I think that there is a general territorial interest. I think that, to be quite honest, the plan is much, much bigger than the theological design of Greater Israel. I think that this has much more to do with absolute impunity and the emergence of a power polarity in the Middle East. So, I mean, I think that for the last few years, Netanyahu is essentially somebody that has as a main concern Netanyahu. So he needs to save himself, as it has been often pointed out. He has many, many internal fronts. He has an opposition that loathes him, and there is a large part of the international Jewish community that really despise him, although they have stood in line and kind of saluted the flag, even as the genocide was going on. Within that same group, within the coalition, you have people that have a very long-standing claim to Greater Israel. And we're not just talking about, we're not just talking about southern Lebanon. We're talking about things that might well go all the way to sort of parts of Syria, that would take parts of Egypt. I mean, we're talking about really a cancerous account of nationalism and expansionist, as we probably have not seen since Nazism. I suppose we have not seen since like the mid 20th century German expansionism. Those are dangerous, but much more dangerous are the people that have this sort of American outlook into global securitization, which think that essentially a legitimate target is anything that can preemptively stop a security vulnerability. So this is why one of the strangest conversations over the last 48 hours, and I don't really want to scare you with this, but there are voices in Israel who are saying that the semifinal, right, this is the way that it was presented, the semifinal is against Iran, and then they will play the final against Turkey. So the conversation is not at all about the biblical map of Hebraism. It's not about the conquest and occupation of Palestinian territory. What we're talking now is something that comes much closer to the way that, say, an American Republican would think about global affairs. And that is wherever they see a potential liability or security vulnerability, these people are demented enough to actually raise the possibility of war even there.